Hello, everyone, and welcome to your daily dose of good news. I'm Cyrus Webb. So glad you guys could join us for the first episode of our brand new series where we're delivering some good news to all of you, either through interviews, through great stories, or just through motivation. When I came up with the idea for Daily Dose of Good News, it really was a way of being able to counteract all of the negativity we see about that. We always know that bad news travels fast. So I want to be able to use my platform to be able to show you guys some great stories and have the perfect one to start off with. Schelle Purcell is an award-winning actress. She's a producer, director, and comedian. And I'm also glad to call her a friend. As you guys know, recently I broke the Guinness World Record for most TV interviews in 12 hours. And Schelle Purcell came in for that event. And the conversation we had was so powerful. I thought about it a couple of days after the event happened. And I wanted to be able to share that with you guys today as part of our daily dose of good news, to not only to remind you of what is possible in spite of challenges, but what all of us can do. Enjoy this episode of Daily Dose of Good News. I'm so excited to welcome Schelle Purcell to the broadcast. Let's give Schelle a hand, everybody. You guys know her as an acclaimed actress. She's also a producer, director, comedian. I see those. We're going to talk about that later. But she is having quite the year. If you watched Tyler Perry's Straw, you saw Schelle Purcell as your friendly neighborhood landlord. Well, we're just saying. But Schelle, thank you so much for being a part of this.
Absolutely.
So, just like with everyone else, we have our 5 questions and we have our bonus. And I want to start off with the question that really came to mind that I've been wanting to talk to you about anyway. And that is, you have had quite the year. That really seems like an understatement to say. But what has it been like for you seeing all the hard work and sacrifices paying off, Schelle? Because for people who don't know, you've been grinding for quite some time. I posted that throwback of us in our first interview years ago in Atlanta. What has that been like for you to see the hard work paying off?
It's amazing. And much like Tamika, I'm a grandmother now. So everything that I do has been so intentional. Like before becoming a grandmother, it was my kids, leaving a legacy for your children. And now God has blessed me with this other little human being. And it's like, get those kids. It's all about her now. And so thinking about our first interview, I was just like, oh my gosh. Cyrus I feed off of positive people doing positive things. And so when I saw it, I was like, well, I want to be a part of his stuff too, because you've been rooting for me. And a lot of times people don't see the ups and the downs to the point where you are in your career. They just see, where you are. And thank you for acknowledging the journey, because it has been one.
It has been, and what I love about this is not one of my questions, so I better stay on because I'll get in trouble. Yeah. Okay, so let me go ahead and go to the next question. There are so many gifts that you have been able to share, Schelle, in front of and behind the camera, which a lot of people don't realize she produces and directs as well. Where is your true creative happy place? I don't even know the answer to this, because you're in front of the camera, you do stuff behind the camera, you're on stage doing comedy. Where are you the most satisfied?
I think in front of the camera, especially when people let me play. Once they figure out that you know what you're doing, they let you play. We just had a screening of a feature film that we did. It's called A Rose Through Cancer, and I was lead. And one thing that I appreciated the most about the director is she let me play. She let me make choices that made her even think like, oh. And so when I get to give my creative all in front of the camera, it makes me just feel good. And then I do that on stage too. When I do stage plays, that when you let me play, it's no telling where I'm going to go with it. So I love that.
I love that answer. And I think, to that point, I mentioned Straw, that's one of the things that's gotten you attention this year. It continues to get so much acclaim. What was it like being a part of that production? And I want to be clear on the question, because a lot of people just want to know, well, what's it like working with Tyler Perry? But there is a whole talented crew that you were a part of. What was that like?
Amazing. I worked as a PA before out at Mr. Perry Studios, but to be in front of the camera it was just amazing. the first thing he said to me when I saw him was, "Great audition." And I was thinking, "You saw my audition?" Oh, okay. And so even from that moment in our first shot, it was just do your thing.
Mhm.
And Mr. Perry has this thing that he'll just start throwing stuff at you. And he'll say, like, say this, say this. And even if you don't say it exactly how he tells you to, you can see out of your peripheral him over in Video Village, and they are falling out. And he let me play, and that's how Gloria kind of came to life, with him trusting me as an actor, and then my own experiences.
Yeah. This next question is an important one for me, and I hope for everyone who's watching this as well, and as well as those who are joining us here live, because I think especially when you're from a place where people don't expect much, and I can speak from that because I'm from that place too. Have you always believed this life was possible for yourself?
No. I'm from Gulfport, Mississippi, and my dream was to be a teacher. I was going to teach little kids how to write and read, and if they would be with you for most of the day. So I got a bunch of kids of my own. Like, I was going to be a teacher, and eventually maybe I'll be a principal. And God was like, nah, you may be teaching, but it'll be on a different platform. And I never knew that this would be the life that he had planned for me.
Wow. So your fifth question is, and this is again an important one for everyone. What helped you to truly bet on you? And I go back. It's so funny that I posted that clip before you said yes to doing this, because that in that clip of the interview we first had back in Atlanta, Georgia, when I was there, you talked about basically going all in. What helped you to make that choice for yourself?
In 2019, I had a surgery. I went in one way and I came out totally different. And I thought that that was going to be my life.
Mhm.
And I had to trust that God was going to completely heal me. And in the nights of depression from that procedure, and not knowing like what the end really was going to be, I committed and I said, God, if you fix me back the way that my body should be, you will never have to worry about me questioning, doubting anything. If you say I'm supposed to do it, that's when I'm moving on. And after my second surgery, that was it for me. No did not exist in my world. I'm going to find somebody who believes in what I believe in more than I believe in it. And that has just been how things have been aligning. And I just give him all the glory, because that's what I promised him. If you fix me so that I can do that thing that I love, I will forever tell people that it was you. And that's what it's been.
Thank you, Schelle Purcell, for being an example of what is possible. I hope this was something that all of you will benefit from, and that you will be able to see how you can be able to use that same persistence in your own life. I appreciate you guys joining us for the first episode of Daily Dose with Good News. We have a YouTube playlist that is set up, dailydoseofgoodnews.com. That's dailydoseofgoodnews.com. There you'll be able to find all the episodes that will be coming after this. Until next time, you all make it a great one, and make sure you guys be a part of some good news in the lives of someone else.